Welcome Freedom Heroes! Today we are starting a new series which is the top 3 lessons I learned from the Dotcom Secrets book by Russell Brunson. This is part 1, and in this episode you are going to learn about the secret formula, that's the first step that you have to use when you want to grow any type of companies. My name is István Boydasó, the founder of 47funnelsecrets.com, and let's get started. Russell Brunson, the author of this book, he's a brilliant marketer. He grew his company from zero to $100 million company in just 3 years. And in this period, he was helping tens of thousands of entrepreneurs to grow their business and achieve incredible success. And the Dotcom Secrets book is one of his book. And Tony Robbins says about this book that a simple process that any company can use to geometrically improve their traffic, conversion, and sales online. This is right on the cover. And Russell, in one of these chapters, one of the chapters in the book, he tells a story about many years ago. He was in his bed. It was 11 a.m. and he felt sick. He didn't want to get out of bed, and he wished he would have a boss who could fire him, but he didn't. He was his own boss, and it didn't make sense the way he felt around the time, because he was running a profitable company and they were helping people. At the same time, he felt miserable, and he started thinking about what is the reason that he feels miserable. And he realized the people who he was working with, or he didn't like to work with those people who were working with. And around the time, he was still trying to sell to anyone and everyone, and not picking who he's working with, and he ended up tired, frustrated, and empty inside. And when I was reading the book, I could completely relate to his story, because a few years ago I was going through the same situation as well, when I was working with anybody in the business, and the most of the clients I was working with, I didn't like to work with them, and it was tiring, frustrating, and I was angry. And I was really curious about, when I was reading this book, to find out what was his solution. And the secret formula that we're going to talk about today is a simple 4 question formula. At the same time, it's really powerful. Okay, question number 1: who are your dream clients? The book suggests to go into really details, to write down who they are, what do they look like, what are they passionate about, what's their goals, desires, and dreams. To know in details, have a detailed list who they are, what they like, and why this is so important to know in details who your dream clients are. Because if you think about it, you're going to spend day to day. You're going to spend a lot of days with them. You're going to communicate with them day to day, and if they make you feel miserable, then your whole business and life is going to suffer from it. And if you have a detailed list, that's going to give you an amazing clarity and perspective on your dream client, and it's going to help later on as well. Okay, so question number 2 is where to find your dream clients. Think about it, where they hang around. Are they on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter? What groups are they in? What kind of email subscription they have? What blogs do they read? What videos they watch? What are they into fishing? Are they into fishing? Are they into racing? Are they into photography? Just know those details. Think about it, where you can find them and what they like. Because if you don't know who they are and what they like, it's going to be hard to find them, pretty much impossible to find them. And that's another reason why you need to have a detailed list who your dream clients are. Okay, Question number 3 is what baits you're going to use them to attract them. Once you know who they are and where they hang around, you need to create a bait that's going to attract them to you, to come to you. These baits can be an ebook, can be a video, can be a DVD, can be a physical book, can be anything that they want. When I say want, this is a key thing, what they want, something that they want, not something that you assume that they need, something that they want. And that's going to attract them, that's going to get them to you, leave the place where they hang around and then come to you and check out who you are and what you do. Does this make sense? Okay, question number 4 is the result. What result you are going to give them. When I say result, it doesn't mean the product or service you provide them. It actually means the result that you can get to your client. And once you and your client understand this concept, the price is no longer going to be a barrier. Just imagine that your client could pay you anything that you help them to achieve the success they want. Just imagine that. Then what would you do to help them to succeed? Just keep that in mind, because that's where you want to get them, and that's a key of this step. Okay, this is a simple exercise. At the same time, it's key to do before you can take any business to the next level. This was part 1 of the series, the top 3 lead generation lessons I learned from the Dotcom Secrets book. And before I wrap this episode, let me ask you a question. Would you like to get a free copy of the Dotcom Secrets book? Today we covered about 5 pages of this book, of this 250-page book, and there are a lot more secrets in there. And if you'd like to get a free copy of the Dotcom Secrets book, then check out the link in the description. And if you'd like to find out more how you can get more hot leads by working much less hours, then visit 47funnelsecrets.com. Thank you for being here today. My name is István Bojdosó. I hope you enjoyed this episode and see you in the next one.